Welcome to the Fortress Fitness Lifestyle podcast series, where we cater to you mind, body, and soul, with host Victor Francis and his special guests tackling diet, exercise, diabetes, and much more. Tune in every Saturday at 7 p.m. This podcast is brought to you in part by Virtuscope VA Services and Abini Pro Fitness.
Good night, good night, good night. Welcome again to another episode of Fortress Fitness Lifestyle Magazine podcast. And I just want to tell you all happy Easter. Wish you all a safe holidays. Those who went on the beach, those who celebrating whatever way whatsoever. But also remember the reason for the holiday, right? It's very important, right? So I want to remind you all again that my Fortress Fitness Health Fair and Symposium will be on Saturday coming, which is the 6th of April. So come on down. We have a panel of a doctor, a nutritionist, myself, other interesting people where you can ask any question based on your health and wellness, right? And we will have vendors that provide healthy option, whether it's drink, whether it's eats, whatever. So come on down. It's between 9 to 2, Bachelor Community Complex, right? That's down by down by George's School down there, community center down there. So come on down Saturday, bring your family. It's a family affair, and come support this initiative on Fortress Fitness Lifestyle Magazine. All right. So tonight we are back at it again, where we have a very interesting guest, which is, and this time we have a doctor, Dr. Josanne, right? So let's bring on board. Right. So good night, good night. Right now, Dr. Josanne. So I want you to
Hi.
introduce yourself, your full title, because I was trying to remember the surname and I think I was on the tongue. Right. So feel free to introduce yourself, Doc.
Good night. My name is Dr. Josanne Luchan. I am the founder of Lux Health at Home.
Oh. So what is this company that you
So,
have?
Lux Health at Home is a mobile healthcare and concierge service whereby we provide healthcare that is extremely convenient. We we provide home and workplace visits. That is what makes us so unique, right? We also provide the maximum convenience because you can book appointments based on whether you need a home visit, workplace visit. You can have same day visits. You can have next day visit if it's not so urgent. So we are very flexible and we work with your time to ensure that you get the healthcare that you would need.
Right. I mean, I've born in Trinidad. I've been in Trinidad. I mean, all my life, and I've never heard but a service like that. Right. So it sounds like the first to me, and I like what I hear because at the end of the day, I think we all know the challenges that some of us face when we have an alien family member, and then
Yeah.
they might be mobile and to go to the health facilities that may not always be, you know, equip one, and the public facilities we know is a time thing, right? So that service that you provide, I mean, I had an alien mom, so I know how it is and the challenges that you face, right? So I think that service that you provide there is critical, especially at a time like this where we have all these sickness and just 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 all over the place and people looking for answers and questions, right? They want to get answered. So that service that you have there, I mean, is excellent. And I'm really honored to have you on board to really, support this initiative that we are doing and to be a part of the holistic approach to wellness because you are doing that on your own side with that service that you provide. And, and that's great. So I know tonight we want to touch a little bit more on diabetes,
Mhm.
right? So last week I had last week or week before, I think I had someone with type 1 um, diabetes. And
Right.
that, yes, that person, I mean, she's like, she gave over the hurdle of depression based on what she found out. And she's like living. She decided, you know what, I'm not going to let this thing keep me down, and that's what I like, right? She has
Yes.
she take her insulin, whatever. She's actually gym a lot, so I met her in the gym, and looking at
Right.
her, you can tell. because she's very, outgoing. She's very, you can't tell. Is when, talking to her, she would have said, hey, type 1 and all that. I didn't know what type 1 is about. I'll be honest with you. That's not my field, but based on what she explained, it's very challenging.
It
Yeah.
is. It is. Because type 1 is autoimmune disease. You're born with it, right? Unlike type 2, which is a lifestyle disease.
Oh,
Type
yeah.
2 is consistent of a set of behaviors where people can actively change whether or not they develop type 2 diabetes or not, right? And that is based on your diet, your lifestyle. So if you live an extremely sedentary lifestyle, means sitting down a lot at work, not getting a lot of activity in, that is actually a risk factor. You know, how you eat, the type of food you eat, right? I'm not an advocate to tell you, don't stop eating anything you enjoy. That's not practical, it's not logical. But portion control is key. Even I have difficulty with portion control sometimes. So it's
Yeah.
not like I love ice cream, I love pizza, but it's how much we eat. It's how much we eat. And for this type of life that we are in 2024, we have become increasingly a sedentary lifestyle, means sitting down a lot, population. We can do a lot online. There is hardly need for us to do a lot of manual work anymore, right? Inclusive of chores. Things have become so much easier. But easier does not have to mean detrimental to our health. Simple employment of a 10-minute exercise in the morning. I know it's hard. I know it's hard. But you don't have to go to the gym to get exercise in. I used to be a gym freak just like you, Victor.
I love the
But
gym too.
I know, and it's addictive. People don't
Yeah.
understand. The gym is addictive. When you actually start seeing the results, it's addictive. But
Yeah.
home based workouts can also be addictive because when you start seeing the results, that is when you start to say, I could do a little more. And then when your body gets used to doing certain type of exercises, you will feel that you could do a little more. You feel better, you sleep better. And a lot of persons' problem in 2024 is that they are not sleeping well. If you're not sleeping well, then most of your day is going to be ruined because you are so tired. You're tired from the night before. So
Yes.
even sleeping well is part of good health. And a lot of people are not getting enough sleep.
Well, Doc, I mean, someone had any program before. I can't remember who it was, but it usually always boils down to one of the things always lack of sleep, right? That's one. And even me, who is a gym rat, as one will call it, and I probably will call myself, I do promote gym is the only source of exercise. There's just as you rightfully said, you could do it at home. You could go and walk around your park, savannah, which is safe, right? And I
Yes.
think you mentioned just now there how the world now everything is so fast and so available online that most people get so addictive and they just stay home and do everything, not realizing, right, that that without getting up and being conscious of the possibility of what could creep up on
Yes.
you with eating everything that you say that you like there. you know, it could really, everything I say like that. But the thing what it is, whenever I speak and I talk to people, I say, one, portion control is the key, right?
Yes.
So, gotta keep moving, right? You don't have to go to the gym to be healthy, right? There's a lot of other options, right? Together
Yes.
with portion control and cut it down on some of the things that I think we know that, we shouldn't be eating too much of, right? There's things that we could just, you might be liking it, like your ice cream there, too. You need that one, right? You know, yeah. But and you correct. It's just within moderation, right? And I think what people lacking, Doc, is that lack of. Whilst we agree that the internet is there with all the information, for some reason, people lacking the information and the knowledge
Yes.
how to eat and how to really get out of on a healthy lifestyle by just portion control and keep moving, right? So this initiative that we are on is really to bring the knowledge, the information, the trainers, the nutritionists, the doctor like yourself to the home, right? Just how you have your mobile unit and you're doing an excellent job, right? And you have
Thank you.
Fortress Fitness platform to use at your disposal to push that because it's something that is really awesome. And I'm going to continue to, you're going to get the support from me personally because it's really a good initiative because if you can't go to the doctor, bring the doctor home. And I like that. You understand? And I know the cost wouldn't be as, ridiculous as one will expect, because the first thing people will say, I can imagine, we Trini, oh gosh, it's not on a crown. Yeah, right. But based on the worst case scenario, because as you are a doctor, I would believe time is everything when dealing with certain illness, right? Or
Yes.
a disease. Time is everything. So
Yes.
um what I want to say too is that life, I was talking to somebody the other day, and you actually break it down correct, Doc, is that I was telling someone that the cycle is what you mentioned there. So most of us, we go to bed at night, we sleep, we get up in the morning, we eat, we jump in our car, go to work, sit down, go, eat lunchtime, sit down, jump in the car, sit down, go back home, sit down, lie down, and we repeat that 6 days a week,
Exactly.
right? And that over a period of time, right? Together with no portion control, that is
Yep.
causing problem. And again, my one of my line is always be, give yourself a chance, take a chance on yourself, and just make an effort of doing something different where you've done in the last 10 or 20 years and
Exactly.
down the road. Because most people have realized, Doc, is that they're not doing anything. I'm not saying it's easy to switch your lifestyle, but you can start and try at least and hope for the best down the road. Most people hoping for the best by not doing anything. And use a doctor, if you wait anything over 40 going down, you're guaranteed the odds are you're gonna get something, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And what people don't understand is the importance of screening, right? You think going to see a doctor is expensive. No. Sickness, chronic disease is expensive. I can
Yeah.
guarantee you. I have
Yes.
a client and he says he spends no less than $4,000 in medication every month.
Whoa, that's a lot.
That's a lot, right? Why don't you? Because I realize a lot of Trinidadians, they prefer to not do, let's say, executive medicals. We offer executive medicals. That is once per year, and it screens you for almost everything, right?
Okay.
The importance of screening is to pick up anything early, right? When you pick up something early, it's easier, much easier, and much cheaper to deal with it in its initial stages, right? I
Yeah.
worked as an emergency medicine doctor at A&E, so I was the doctor that you would see at A&E. And that is why I decided to come up with this model of medicine, visiting people's workplace or their homes, because I realized when I see them at that late stage, it's quite depressing. It's quite
Hmm.
sad.
Yeah.
It really takes a toll on physicians mentally to see patients in that state. And I said, what if we can get to the patients at an earlier stage,
Yes.
right? But people have to be willing,
Hmm.
they have to be willing to open their minds and try something different. You
Yes.
cannot
Yes.
be doing the same thing for the last 20 years and expect it to work,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
As you
Yes.
rightly said, you
Yes.
can't. If you're not seeing results, right? And I
Mhm.
realized, so I will just put in a little thing from you saying, there's sedentary, there's how people eat, but there's an important aspect to it as well. People believe that you have to eat every day. You do not have to eat every single day. There's
Thank
a
you.
there's something that in the 20 what we're in the 21st century still.
Yeah.
People believe that you have to eat every day, but because people are so cut off from their spirituality, they have not learned that your body requires a period of fasting. Fasting is a regenerative process. Simple thing as diabetes can be reversed with fasting. You know,
Yes.
people don't
Yes.
even understand these. They are biblical truths, they are hidden. And because we are so cut off from the spiritual side of things, we don't even realize we are not only a body. Humans
Yes.
are three parts. We are body, we are soul, we are spirit. And because that spiritual side, we don't understand, okay, fasting is a very spiritual thing. It brings you closer to God, but it also restores your body. And people are lacking that restoration of their body because they believe they have to eat every day. They believe they have to eat 3 square meals a day. That is not true. That is absolutely not true. So I'm not telling you that you have to cut out everything. I don't believe that. The only thing you need to cut out is smoking. Definitely. That's a no no. Smoking. You don't even have to cut out alcohol, is the excessive alcohol. You
Yes.
understand? It's okay to have a drink of alcohol. It's the excess that we're talking about. The food, it has some foods that people don't even understand, Victor, as you were rightly said. It's not only about removing certain foods from the diet. You have to replace what you remove with something
Yes.
else. And
Yes.
that's
Yes.
what people try to, plenty people they really, really try their
Yes.
hardest to get
Yes.
in a good regime. So I should let you know that my first degree was in nutritional sciences, psychology, and sport nutrition. So I have a nutrition background.
Nice.
To remove something from the diet, you have to replace it with something.
Yes.
Because a lot of the times, eating is a habit. So, and it develops into a bad habit. So we have to replace good things. So let's say you want to replace donuts because you eat too many donuts when the week come. You have to find something. So you replace that with fruits and veggies. And at first, it's going to taste bad to you because your taste buds have been altered really badly. And I can
Yes.
tell you that because on my first 10-day fast, I
Mm-hmm.
did not want, and fasting, I'm talking about just drinking water. I did not want to eat food again because I felt I was contaminating my body. So, even in fasting, I'm not going to tell you that it's easy. It's a mindset with fasting, as it is with the gym, as it is with leading a healthy lifestyle.
Yes.
Everything starts in the mind. And if we get people to who are willing to, start their journey, not that you wouldn't have a bad day, not that you wouldn't go one day and say, see me, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Yeah.
you would have days like that. Even as a gym buff as you said you are, there are days that you don't feel to. But we don't operate on feelings when we into this thing.
Correct.
We have to operate on discipline, and
Mm.
self-discipline is a hard thing to formulate, but that
Yeah.
is why we are here to support you guys. We are here to support, so use us at your will to help support you get a better and healthier life.
Yes, Doc. I mean, I mean, you say everything I normally would say. So let the people know that this is not prescripted. You do your own thing, right? Because you're talking my language, right? Because you're talking. Why you talking doctor language, but you're talking also fitness and health because you know, right? And you're all
Yes.
correct with what you say. And one of the things that we put on all our magazine is that Fortress Fitness mind, body, and soul. So it's not the physical we're
Yes.
dealing with alone, right? And the
Very good.
spiritual have to be in line with the everything, right? And I don't play with my spiritual. God is in the center of my life. He control everything, and I have videos that I make where I'm actually going outside the gym where I'm feeling, the motivation is not there. So I don't depend on motivation to do what is I have to do. And rightly as you said,
Exactly.
it's discipline, right?
It
Because
is.
your mind play tricks on you and it tell you, you know what, boy, why does the woman lie down? A whole day up and down, look how that
Yes.
gym, right? And and I say it because that's the conversation. But it wasn't easy. It takes time, as you rightly say, to overpower that mind and say, you know what, mind, no, you know, I doing what I set out to do, and that discipline there is not just for health and fitness; it's life, right?
It's
Right?
life. Yes.
Is life. And you mentioned something there about the eating, right? And people eat. I think it's a culture thing whereby we eat because we were taught we have to eat 3 square meals and some in between,
Yes.
and
Yes.
not necessarily when you're hungry. You know what I mean? So people just
Yep.
eat. You just eat.
They
And
just eat.
I tell people is that for me personally, I recognize that a few years ago, when I dig deeper, right? When coming to health and things like that, I realized that, and research and all that, I said, all right. And I wanted to change my lifestyle on the health part because I was like always in fitness, but I wasn't as healthy as I thought I was when I used to go and follow my doctor. I have a personal doctor, and she's like, started seeing things started creep up, and she's like, "What's going on with you?" But I know I was fit, but I won't. My dad was not as it should be. I see everything inside 4 square meal, not even 4 square meal, you know. And then I would have changed that, right? So now, a long time ago, I eat one major meal, right? Very balanced in the sense of what is, I mean, imperfect, I have days, whatever, but I also
Yep.
fast. I have days that I fast,
Very good.
right? And I I think my stomach probably shrink because I eat in small portions, but in
Yeah.
between when I'm not fasting, my snack will only be healthy snack most of the time, right? And then once a month, maybe I just misbehave. You know what I mean? Right? And I explain
Mhm.
to people, if you just fall off a day, it does nothing for you because that's 1 out of 29 days, right?
Very good.
You don't know, so it don't feel like you're missing anything, But it's practice. It don't happen overnight. And
Yep.
fasting, is really if your mind and you're not spiritually inclined to that, you could try as much as you want. You wouldn't make that 12 hours much less for anything more than that, right? And
Exactly.
I fast more than 12 hours sometimes, right?
Nice.
Yeah, I do more than 12, and I feel good, right?
You feel
And
good. Yes.
you correct, you know, your body, I read something. You could correct me, right? That when you fast for those long hours, and it's on social media, right? Your body, the old cells fall off, kind of like a new cells generated. I don't know how true it is. You probably could dive in a little bit on that first.
Well, based on the research I was doing myself when I started my fasting journey, I
Hmm.
really started it for spiritual reasons because all the old prophets did it. They
Yes,
taught, they
yes.
taught the population under them to do it, and it has fallen off. It has fallen off widely because, as I said, we have not been attached to our spiritual side. A lot of us did not learn that from our parents, so we are now learning that for ourselves. And with fasting, apparently our stomach and our intestine, I should say, is coated with molecules of food that we have eaten months and sometimes even years ago. So, because our stomachs are continually producing acid, going, digesting, it's only when we fast that we give the stomach a chance to rightly say, as you said, it shrinks because the amount of gastric acid produced, it actually shrinks to compensate the amount of food you're now eating. So that's
Uh,
one, and it gives the stomach a chance to clear away all the old food of months and years. That these are particles, but they
yes.
affect you. They affect you. So it allows your body to clear, completely clear. And for this to be successful, fasting does not happen overnight, as nothing else does. It's a process by which you learn how to gradually move into fasting. I had to learn it. I am still learning because my longest fast was 10 days, and I want to advance to something greater because I felt the rejuvenation. I've read books where people have started to grow new long hair, regenerate tissue after prolonged fasting, and that is approaching the 20s, 30s, and 40-day fast. You know,
Yeah.
those are things that our forefathers did, and the Bible is not dead, it's still very much alive. So that is something that I myself want to embark on because I'm excited to see the effect of fasting, and I would like a group of us, a support group, to be able to be there to be on this journey as well, to see how we could transform our bodies via this thing called fasting.
Someone asks, what is your thought, the professional thoughts on intermittent fasting?
Okay, so intermittent fasting, from what I gather, what intermittent fasting is, it's like a period of time. So, like a 6 to 6, right? That is a type of fast. It is a type of fast because you are allowing your body to get that space, get that time to regenerate cells, regenerate new cells, and new cells divulge into new tissues. New tissues could form new organs, right? So this is the power of fasting, right? 6 to 6 is good. You don't eat for the time, and I want to just add, you see how the Trinidad sun hot?
Yes.
You need to increase the amount of water you're taking with that fast, but
Yes.
don't feel afraid to incorporate natural juices when you fast. That is one thing that I have learned that has helped me to even fast longer as well. The incorporation of natural juices. And what I mean by natural juices, not the ones that you get in a box, unfortunately. Right?
Yeah, yeah,
This
yeah.
this
Yeah.
would be watermelon. People, the US, and I blame the US because we have cable, everybody have cable. The US and foreign TV, foreign media have really messed us up in the Caribbean, right?
Yes.
It
Yes.
has messed us up because watermelon is a natural type of water, a natural water juice, I should say, because when you get a good watermelon and you drink a watermelon juice, so all I do is put it in the blender with seeds and all. You just cut out the base, and you're not even cutting far out of the base. With seeds, it will blend up. And here's what, all the sediments drop to the bottom, so you don't have much work to do. All the sediments done drop into the bottom. All you have to do is drink the juice. It have pineapple juice you could make. It have pawpaw juice you could make. These are things that we need to use and incorporate, right? Because it makes the fasting process much easier, and you are more likely to stay on. Now, don't think you could only drink juice. Huh? Water is essential because water is like, it's almost giving, it's like a transport medium. It is a transport medium. Your kidneys are like the toilet of your body. Water needs to transport all those bad elements to the kidneys, which is your toilet, to flush it out of your body. So
Yes.
that's the importance of water.
And the someone asks again, how safe it is if you have acid reflux where the fasting is concerned.
It will be how the degree to which you
Hmm.
have acid reflux,
Hmm.
and I will explain that. I remember when I was pregnant, I never suffered with acid reflux in my life, but when I was pregnant, not eating on time would cause bad reflux,
Hmm.
right? So this would kind of depend where that person is, but they can use the, what do you call it, antacids
Mm-hmm.
to help in the beginning. Because what your body is going to do to that acid reflux, your body is actually going to regulate it out. But
Yeah.
it would require the time, right? Your body will regulate out the acid reflux, but it will require time.
Mm.
So in the beginning, if the person is getting acid reflux with not eating on time, they can actually use an antacid. You have omeprazole, you have esomeprazole, you have the liquid, I can't remember the name right now, the liquid form that you can use just before you decide to fast to actually assist you with it.
Okay, so it's not. You just have to be mindful of your condition. If you have,
Yes.
if you suffer from that, and because
Yes, because
shouldn't.
it can
Yeah.
feel like a heart attack. I know. It can feel
Serious.
like a heart attack. Yeah. People dismiss acid reflux. I used to as a medical student until I was pregnant, as I said. And I never, even to this day, I never dismiss it because the burning is so intense. You feel like you're having a heart attack. It can leave you feel it crippled on the ground. That's how bad acid reflux can be.
Yeah, well, I know a lot of people who suffer from acid reflux kind of bad. But one of the things I want to ask you too,
Mhm.
there's a friend. I know she's looking. She always, you know, on board with this podcast. A very good friend of mine, and
Right.
how bad it is. She went to the doctor. I think it was last year, and she has a high level of inflammation in her body, in her
Mhm.
joints, something like that. What is the um diagnostic with that? How bad is that, or what can you do to really combat something like that?
Okay, so you give a very general statement. You say inflammation in the body. It would
Well,
be where? Is it
well,
like,
joints.
so arthritis?
Yes,
Okay, so arthritis is one of those things that are, what can I say? It is very disabling. It's painful. It leaves you demotivated, and some persons can feel quite depressed with it because every time you move, it hurts. I believe, I firmly believe, fasting regenerates tissues in all parts of your body, right? There's things that even me as a doctor, I cannot explain because I am not God. You see, the
yes,
God Almighty, He
yes,
gave us a body that is able to be able to regenerate, not rely on medications. Now, medication has their place,
yes,
right?
yes.
In the immediate setting and for control, I believe medication have their place, but I do not believe that anybody should be on any medication for any sustained amount of time. I don't believe it. That is not what God has given us our body for. But
Hmm.
if you're a king, let's say, Victor, you are a king of France, but you live in Trinidad and Tobago, you don't know you're the king of France, you wouldn't act like a king, would you?
Hey, yes. I have. I
So
understand.
the point is, people don't even know the power of their bodies.
Hmm.
The
Yes,
power of the bodies. You have to know the power of your body in order to understand what it's capable of. And there are doctors out there, I'm sorry to say, that they really want to keep you on medication. I am not that type of doctor. I don't like it. Most of my patients, I try to wean them off medication because that's the importance of screening, having regular blood tests. You know, males, I find men are so scared. I don't know why. Why are you all so hesitant? Why are you
well,
all so hesitant?
let me answer because I was the only man on this panel on this. Well, I think, I seek knowledge, and I will just like that. I mean, compared to all most men, I probably a little a little more easier to, when coming to go to the doctor and things like that. But I think
Right.
it's how we was brought up, and I think our race was have it a little worse than probably out there,
Yeah,
right? Is a ego thing, is a macho thing, is a, I I ain't sick, so I go to the doctor. I'm okay. I probably just
exactly.
drink some tea, right? I know someone, a family of mine who died some years ago. His wife was away, and he was getting some pain in his stomach, right? And when he called her, she said, "But go to the doctor, go bunk top or whatever." And he's like, "Nah, I'll drink some orange peel tea." When the pain get, and he's getting down, by his abdomen there. When he gets bad for like a day or so. When he couldn't take it again, and he went monk top, it was too late. It was an
Yeah.
appendix and loose, and he died.
Oh.
Right? So when you said that just now, it flashed back to me, right? And that's why, some years ago, for me, I used to make it a routine every year to go and take a checkup, and I develop a relationship with my doctor, right? So
Very
we can rap just how you and I rapping, actually I can call her name is Dr. Richardson, right?
right.
And that's my doc, right? And we rap, we rap. She talked to me, she explained certain things, right? And she said the same thing that you said, which I'm glad that we connected, you and me, because you actually speak the same language that I speak. Because I tell people, doctor have his place, right? But you can wean yourself
Yep.
out of whatever with proper nutrition and diet, right? Because you said something earlier on whereby we would have grown up listening to the Bible, reading it, go up in church, and all the great men, all they hear about is pray and fast, right? And they would have lived to 800 and something, 400 and something,
Exactly.
till it go up to 900 and something, right? And then we have fallen off from that. Yet we preach the other words in the Bible, but we missed that one. We just skipped that one, right? So,
Exactly.
yeah. So, because food, I think, I was telling someone in this podcast, Doc, this is what it was. A small entrepreneur who have a healthy, I think she does healthy drinks or things like that. The companies that portray the biggest ads on social media or on billboard is actually the things that you should eat eating less of, right? Because they have the finances to push it like that. Social media
Hmm.
and the people who
Right.
really trying, right, to really with healthy options, they don't have the funding, right, to really get the message out there to let people know
Right.
that let's have a healthy option. Like for me personally, people is ask, Vic, what do you just eat? So when I say I do eat certain things, well, I do eat flour, but I just leave it there. It's like, but I will like my roti, I will like my doubles, my bake, my this and that. That's a personal thing, right? So people just find it
Right.
hard to eat flour. But I think now there's a lot of healthy option where flour is concerned. I've seen it out
Yes.
there. There's roti that is made out of health. I mean, peas, split peas, lentil peas, and all that, right? There's a
Yep.
health option, and people just not giving themselves a chance to try. Because recently, I eat bread that I order from one of my vendors who is on this platform, and it's made of oats, seeds, molasses. There's no baking
Mm.
powder, there's no thing. I probably will send you a slice, doc. Yeah.
That's so nice.
So when I introduced it to about four co-workers, and I told them, I said, listen, it's an acquired taste, right? And they all like it. It have some one or two reasons, just to kind of, right?
Right.
But it's all healthy. So you can eat a healthy breakfast with your eggs and whatever, and know to yourself it's gluten free, right? So
Mm-hmm.
if you look, there's option out there, but most people not
Yeah.
even
Option.
trying to put their nose above water to see what option they have. And I'm saying that is all over social media, but there's people who really trying and provide healthy options, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So
But
just
then,
how
Vic, you
yes,
have you have to remember as well the traditional food that we grew up on. And I talk about our generation,
yes.
the cassava, the the sweet
Yeah.
potato, the boiled this,
Yeah.
this current generation. I don't know what people are doing, but they are not giving their children the
Yes.
food that we grew up on because they are so addicted to the KFC. What else it have? Churches.
All of
Um,
those.
oh
They
my
have a sloppy,
goodness.
they have a sloppy burger. I forget the name of it. Somebody on the avenue. Yeah, with it's all a handful of grease, a handful of cholesterol.
And you're thinking to yourself, where has our traditional food gone now?
Yeah,
Tobago
yeah,
is a bit more,
Yes.
saved than us. They're becoming rapidly like us. But you can still go and get traditional food, right? And the other day, I was even craving traditional food because I'm like, where can I get a piece of macaroni pie
Yeah.
and carrot this hour,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And you can't even find that after 12 o'clock.
No,
You
you don't.
cannot.
No, you
You
can't.
can't, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's not to say that macaroni pie in itself is totally healthy. There's a lot of grease in there, but combining it with the veggies, combining it with the
Yes.
boil,
Yeah.
people don't eat like that anymore. And we
Yeah.
have to go back to eating to our traditional. That is why we're in Trinidad, you know. We are in Trinidad and Tobago. You see how much nice things that come out of the earth from here?
Yeah.
We have so many good, we have all these fruits and veggies. Come
Yes.
on. Well, we need to get back to the days where we can. Nobody say you have to cook every day, but we have to get back to eating that type of food because guess what? What you eat is indoctrinated into your genes, into your DNA.
Yes.
And that
Yes.
is what you pass on to your children.
Yes. Yes.
You
And
understand?
yes. Yes. You right. You correct, Doc.
What's going to happen? A lot of these people, they're passing on KFC genes. KFC.
You
And
know.
it's
You know.
ridiculous.
Yeah. It's ridiculous, and it's strange, yeah, because when you pass wrong by these, whether it's a KFC, whether it's one of those places, the line you see there, you know when I knew it was bad, Doc?
Oh
But
my.
around COVID time when it was going to shut down, and I saw the line there
Ooh.
was like what you see on South Africa when they give it like feeding nation. I saw Trinidadian on one another backs. KFC was closing, it was going to lock
Ridiculous.
down the evening, and I couldn't believe how we are so addicted to something that is not really healthy for us, right? In truth any sense. I mean, if you eat it from time to time, it probably could balance it or whatever. But I think it is a state now whereby the foreign. I think you said something before, and social media could use for good, and it could use for bad. But I think we
Exactly.
still want to adapt the American style in Trinidad here, right? We still want to adapt that because when you mentioned Tobago, and you're correct, whilst Tobago is rapidly changing, slow, but still, they're still far away from us. Because I was in
Mhm.
Grenada like January, I was in Grenada for like a week, and it's the opposite of what we have in Trinidad, the sense of lifestyle, right?
Yes.
It's different to,
Yes.
it's I bought food up there, and I mean, and it was steamed dog. it was food that I grew up on,
It's
and it was
food.
easy
It's food.
available. Yeah, the food
Yes.
was like, I
Yes.
mean, so we upgrade in Trinidad our unhealthy lifestyle, and we
Mm-hmm.
downgrade our lively our healthy lifestyle. That's what we do in Trinidad, right? And there's a
Yep.
thing I say: if you don't eat your food now as your medicine, down the road you'll be eating your medicine as your food. That's
That is
guaranteed.
very true. That is guaranteed. And it's the same thing in Jamaica. I live in Jamaica for 7 years. And weirdly enough, they have a half population because let me tell you, as you said, feed the nation. That is how people line up for KFC in
You
a
serious?
regular day in Jamaica. Yes.
Yeah. All right.
And the thing is, they cook. When I tell you what I love about Jamaica, I could go into the market. So I used to live near the market, and I could get a roasted breadfruit. Roasted. Do you hear what I say? I don't have to go and
Yeah.
roast it. It roasted for me. I used to
Wow.
buy my full roasted breadfruit. The food that they cook is very, let me tell you, for breakfast, you could get stewed chicken, you could get yam, cassava, you could get all of these things because they do tend to eat breakfast. They eat top heavy. So instead of eating lunch heavy, they eat
Hmm.
a heavy breakfast and they eat lighter for the rest of the day, most of
Okay.
them, right? Um, but there are shops out there that it's so easy to get cooked food in Jamaica. You don't even have to cook. It's easy. You see, you could go to any shop, any next door, just like how fast food is easily available here. Cooked
Hmm.
food is easily available there, and that is what I loved about it. So you could choose, you could truly choose. And they have the same KFC, they have the same Wendy's, they have all of these things.
Yes.
But it was nice to have the option. And while I was there, there's a point in time I decided I'm not going to eat any more rice. And it had so much veggies that it compensated. You didn't even miss it,
Yes. Yes.
right? That is the stage we need to get to. So although we can't remove the fast food, but it should be available because I understand that not everybody could cook. But listen, you don't need a 5 course meal every day. You don't need a 3 course meal every day. I just had before I came down here some split peas, right? Some, what was it, cauliflower, and all these are boiled, by the way. Cauliflower, boiled carrot, boiled plantain, and that's your meal. And let me
Yeah.
tell you, it is so fulfilling. It is so fulfilling. So we need to get back to the roots of cooking, right? You wouldn't be able to cook every day. We understand that. But simple meals, even a nice meal like mashed potato. Remember, when is the last time you eat mashed potato with?
Well, Doc, hear what? Every time I go to buy food, right,
Right?
as someone who doesn't eat flour, right, and I see mashed potato, the first question I ask is it the one in the pack or is it original? Yeah, because most fast food places tend to do the pack thing,
Give the
right?
pack, right?
Yeah. So, but mashed potato that we would have grown up on, well, this probably over 20 years. I haven't seen that.
Wow.
That's why I don't buy mashed potatoes out there because some of them may
Right.
say is the authentic one, but it's really pack
Yes.
is the pack thing,
That's
right?
true. That's
So
true.
I don't. There's a place in Long Circular Mall that I go when I'm if I'm gymming down there. I know the ladies are, and she, I've been there a while, so she just tell me no. She's have Riley. She does have boiled plantain. She does have is explosives. I've seen in outlets that have the option of tradition, and you know, it's starting what it
Right.
is that Sierra lady.
Oh
Serious.
gosh.
And most of the gymmers upstairs, when they finish gym around lunch, they come down there to go by her because it's the only place that have close to authentic um,
Wow.
culture food. Right? I get
Wow.
okra there. I get okra there.
Oh, yes.
Yes,
Okra
I
is
get okra.
excellent.
Yes,
Okra, I'm so glad you mentioned that because what people don't take into account for health is two things, their urine and their stool. They don't
yes,
even like to talk about it because they find it so uncomfortable. Let me tell you, it's natural. And those
yes,
are ways that you use. So the paler that your urine is, be better. You know why? It means you're hydrated. Now you
yes,
could be overhydrated, but usually when it's nice and almost clear, you
yeah,
know, and for
yes,
the stool, oh my gosh, nice brown, firm stool, not hard, firm stool. Right? People don't like
yeah.
to talk about these things,
That's
but
true.
these are the same things that we look at when you come to us. So
Yes,
you should know about your own body. And that
yes,
is the problem. People don't even know about their own body. And then you coming, it's like, okay, you know you need money to live, right? So you learn about money. You know how much is 5, 10, 15, 20, 100, right?
hmm
Why is it so difficult for you to have a body, to own a body, and not know anything about your body?
yes. I think most people, because again, social media and lack of something, the part that we like to take care of mostly is the face, right? That's just the
Exactly.
face, right? The face. So that's why it's challenging for most people to tweak what they eat or try to eat in small portions or whatever, right? Once the face is okay, right?
Yep, that
They
is
only
true.
take care of things that they can see, right? Which is
That
aesthetics,
is true.
right? And that's what is a problem. That's why our culture here, especially with men, as you mentioned earlier on, if it's in pain, it's not broken. If you know that myth,
Yes.
right? Why would
Mm-hmm.
I go to the doc, Vic? I'm feeling okay. I have no pain. Well, I said, the doc, well, never, right? So wait until you get the pain that
Yes.
that you can't take no more. And use a doctor know when you come when you can't take the pain no more. Most of the time, not in a early stage or whatever it is. You understand?
Exactly.
So is and that is why doc is that because of a lot of family members I've seen, apart from died and suffering presently and not giving themselves a chance, is people who just say, you know what, if it ain't broken, I'm not checking. Right? If I feel no pain, I'm not going. Right? Doctor bill expensive. duh, 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 duh. All the comforting lies we tell ourselves, right? And
Mm-hmm.
when we are deemed or diagnosed with something that, and it's too late, for some reason we find the money, we find the
Thank
time
you.
to go
Thank you.
to try to
Thank
get
you.
help when it's at that point in time. Most of the time it's almost too late, right? So that is why, Doc, I am bent on pushing this initiative, right? Pounding it in the airs, right? And have have this what we have in Saturday, right? And I just want people to know that Doc will be there on the panel Saturday, so you can ask questions, you can get your diabetes check, your high blood pressure check, and take her number. When it comes Saturday, you could book your appointment through her. She could come home by you because she have a mobile unit. So it's important to the family to come down. So I need to say this before we close in a bit, so people can come down and get the opportunity to
Yes.
meet you to ask questions for free this time. Right? Because
Yes.
it's really an initiative that I want to do throughout Trinidad and Tobago, meaning that once we go in Bataria this Saturday, maybe next month we go Arima, and
Right.
keep doing it because repetition, usually this change could change some. Right? We all up in the face because that's what advertising do, right? Because I was telling
Yep.
somebody the other day, Doc, I don't mean to be bashing the colonel, but at the end of the day, there's multi-billion-dollar company, probably number one fast food in the world, but they keep advertising like they now come out. You
Exactly.
say, yeah,
Exactly. Exactly. And
yeah,
that's the point.
yeah, yes,
That
yes,
is the point.
yes,
That is
yes,
how they get every generation.
correct,
And
yes,
although we just call it the most convenient name KFC because we just know them, but
yes.
we cannot. It's not KFC's fault, you know. It is
No, it's not that.
not. It is
Yeah,
not because they understand marketing. It is up to us to now understand ourselves, our bodies, to learn about our bodies. I would see people, they would prefer to go and do, like for the ladies, they would prefer go do their hair, do their nails, than to say, you know what? I realize I'm putting on some weight, more weight, or I've always had a weight issue. Let me try work on it. Because you can work on it while you are young. You see, you can find a young person and they're completely obese, but they otherwise their blood works, other works that may come back, it may not even indicate, all right, so your lipid might be fine, your blood pressure might be fine, you might just be obese for now. But let me tell you, that it's like chronic trauma to the body.
yes,
And when your body cannot battle anymore, your body gives up. Your body is like this battling station facing the external environment, right? And what you put in it is going to determine how effective it can fight. Now, remember, I said before, I don't believe in cutting out everything. I love my ice cream. I love
mm-hmm.
my ice cream. But I and all, even I and all, learning portion control because learning the information does not mean you're putting it to use. So a lot of persons, they have the information. They know, okay, too much sugar causes diabetes, not gymming, or not even gymming, not staying active is going to help me put on weight. But it's that self-control, the self-control, but even that requires practice. We live
Yes,
in a life where self-control doesn't just come automatic, but getting on board with a group of people who is willing to
eh,
help you,
yes, 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 and
who
and
is Yeah.
Yes, yes. And you said it right there, Doc. I see someone said they brought up the same question you answer, but they probably not come
Okay.
on board. You probably could just touch base for like a 30 seconds on it with the person asked there's a saying that the body heals itself from fasting. I know we touched on it, but this person probably went online at the time, you know. So you
Okay,
probably
so I'm seeing the
yeah,
question right.
yeah,
So saying that your body heals itself with fasting. Health. This is not. This is true on it was already discussed.
yeah. I know we touched
Yes.
base on that already, but just for their sake, you could just touch
Oh,
base with it.
okay. So we were saying earlier that the body does heal itself. Yes, yes, yes. You're 100% correct. But in order for it to assist it healing itself, we have to fast, right? Fasting is part, or it should be part of everybody's regime. Sadly, we've been fed the line. I can't remember if you remember, Vic, a few years ago where they were the I think it's some company in the US. I can't remember the name. They were telling us coconut oil is not healthy. Coconut
Yes,
oil is not
yes, yes,
healthy.
yes,
And
yes,
then some studies later, they told us, oh, coconut oil is actually one of the healthiest oil. And
yes.
can you imagine the price of coconut oil now? The
I know.
same coconut oil
Yes,
that we are
the same.
throwing about, right?
Yes.
When everybody is thinking it's not healthy, okay?
We,
That is the
yeah.
effect fasting has. Because and you realize that people don't take the free things that are available in nature to assist them. Fasting is free. Fasting
Yes.
is free of charge.
Yes.
Just like the oxygen is free of charge, right? We have to use the instruments that we have been given, and you have the support. That is why we're here. That is why we are doing this discussion
Yes.
this evening.
Yes.
We are here to support you. All you have to do is turn up with an open mind, not just turn up, because a lot of people would turn up and say, okay, come and help me. But if you don't turn up with an open mind, with a willingness to try, I can give you all the information you will ever need to be the healthiest person ever. But if you do not do your part and actually try, then we cannot force you. So you have to be a willing participant. And as Vic said earlier, you are not going to get motivation to do these things. You have to make up your mind and say, listen, 2024 is the year. This is the
Yeah.
year of transformation, right? This is the year of transformation. And
Yeah.
I truly believe, Vic, that I was discussing this with a few persons that I know. I believe that fasting can not only restore a lot of functions in our body, but it can also break bad habits such as smoking, drinking. Because when you start a fast and that hunger pang start to hit you, you feel like when I take out smoking, the first thing you think is about eating.
And food, yes. Yes. First thing is again with food. And you know, you're correct, Doc. And I think, Doc, I think we need to I need you back on this program whenever you have the time. Because
Okay.
I think this information is always not enough. And I see we are up already. And
Yeah.
right, so before we go, two things. I want you to
Right.
just you state your social handles, right?
Okay.
Again,
So
uh, yeah,
on All right. So on Facebook, it's Lux Health at Home. Instagram, Lux Health at Home. Our website is www.luxhealthathomett.com. You would see all the offerings that we have there. LinkedIn, uh, Lux Health at Home as well. That's the company page. And my
yes,
number is flashing on the screen. We
yes,
take the number, give us a call. Once you are in a relatively safe area, I'm gonna put that out there because we
yes, yes,
realize the epidemic of crime right now. We will definitely come to you. So you shoot us a message, sign up on our website. You can actually book your own appointments online, because there's a part where we ask you about your address to know, if it's a safe location. We want to be
Yes,
safe
yes,
too.
yes.
If not, we do have an office in St. Clair that we utilize if you know your area is a hot spot. So don't put us in hot water, please, and thank you.
Yes, and I agree. So Doc, I just want to say, thank you for coming on board. Thank you for being part of the Fortress Fitness
Thanks for
Hostess
inviting me.
whole movement, right? And thanks again. And we will see you on Saturday, please God, God's PM, right?
Yes,
The people again come down. Doc will be there. You could ask a question. You could, if you miss this opportunity to ask questions, you'll see us live, right? We have a panel discussion. We have healthy, people will be there to
yep,
inspire you at any age. You can change the way that
yes,
something I say, you cannot change aging, but you can change the way that you age with the lifestyle it used to do
exactly.
today, right? So, Doc, thanks again. Have a blessed night. Enjoy the rest of your holiday. And we
Thank
will
you.
see you on Saturday, please God. And take care of
Yes.
yourself. Yes?
Thank you. Same to you. And
Yes.
thanks for
Bye bye.
having me.
Yes. Thanks for coming. Yes. Bye.
Special thanks to our partners Virtuscope VA Services and Abini Pro Fitness. And don't forget to get issue 2 of the Fortress Fitness Lifestyle magazine available now.